All right, guys, I am back for week 4, episode 2, and we are going to do something a little bit different. And oh my goodness, it is like 10 to 10. So we're going to whip this one out, and then hopefully tomorrow night I can get a couple more videos filmed. Ugh, I'm telling you guys, it's been a week already. Okay, so we're going to make this cute little pen loop here. And we do need a couple more supplies than I originally said. And I hope you guys don't get too irritated with me about that. So let's get started on how I made this. And you don't have to use burlap. I just did. You can use ribbon. You can use anything. Well, not anything, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, you could use ribbon for it. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need 3 pieces at 1 3/4 by 5 inches. You're going to need 1 piece each of 2 1/8 inch by 1 1/2 inch. Then you're going to need 1 piece at 1 1/4 or 1 3/4 inch by 2 1/4. Okay, and then the loop size is 2 1/2 by 1 1/2 of whatever you're using. So let's get started. And I think last year I went ahead and, oh, I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh my goodness, that tells you, right? So anyways, yeah, it's been a crazy work week again. Still loving it, but it's been crazy. Oh, so what I'm doing is just cutting the banner shape. And how I do that, you kind of just saw it, but that's just a little tip and trick. You can, if you want, measure what the middle is. I eyeball it, but I cut all of them at once as far as the snip up, okay? And then I go diagonally right to that spot. Oh, and I didn't even show you all the other cool pieces to that whole thing. I'll do that in a minute. Yeah, just blame it on tiredness, I guess. Okay, so that's our 3. So what we have on this side is we're going to make little tuck pockets here for like little cute journaling spots, okay? And it just slips back down in there like that, and I'll show you how I did it. All right, so, and these are the 2-inch paper clips. Bleh. And one thing I'll point out is that you can make them in either direction. I'm making all of mine go in this direction. Like it'll clip to the page like so. So it'll stick out there for the pin. But you can do it in the opposite direction, right? Well, actually it would go like this, the opposite direction, so that you could stick it on the page in the other direction, if that makes sense. All right, so with the long piece here that has no break in it, see right here, this is what we're going for. Okay, but first we're gonna take our pieces, and any of the light stuff, I'm just gonna run a little bit of ink around the edges, and I probably should have done that beforehand, but you know. I'm just taking out the white edges so that it's not so noticeable. So I hope you guys are all doing okay. I've been struggling for this week's challenge pieces. I think I said that like for Monday's video. Yeah, it's like there's so many great ideas out there, but I just what I try to do with these challenge videos too is to break down and like do simple ones. And try not to overcomplicate them, if that makes sense. So they're not obviously crazy elaborate, but I want everybody to be able to enjoy it. And I try to make them, like I said, just easier for everybody to, because you can always make them more complicated by like what you're decorating them with, you know, or not complicated, but like you can gussy them up. You can put gems on them. You could put pearls. You could put just about anything on these. And then I will need to ink the backs of some of these. You'll see in a minute what I mean. Okay, so let's start with this one. So this one's going to be my bottom piece, okay? Then I'm going to kind of gauge how long, like how much of a gap I want. Usually, if you want precise, I'm going to say it's usually about 1 inch, okay? Then I'm going to kind of just lift this and see where that inch should be as far as the glue. And so I'm going to glue here and here, okay? And then we'll lay it back down. On top of that, trying to remain as close to the edges as possible. Oh, let me grab a paper towel. Okay, smooth that down. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to go up about another inch here for that top piece. And I'm going to find where on my paper it'll be. So again, I'm going to just do this. It's kind of hard to hold and glue at the same time. Okay, now I'm going to just set this one aside and I'm going to glue these other 3 real quick. Kind of assembly line them. Okay. I find that's how it goes the fastest. Okay, so I'm going to set it at my edge here. Oh, not that one, this one is the next one. Oh, and the dogs are barking tonight. Oops. Okay, up there. So I guess in essence, it's a two for one, right? We get a cute paper clip and a loop all in one. It does give, and if you were to have like a kit too, that has banners in them and you haven't used them yet, this would be a good time to use them. You might just have to adjust your sides a little bit. Okay, let's glue that third one. Oh, and I should have said that these were all out of the scraps. I didn't cut anything new. shoot. That was the one I was going to put on top. Oh well. Such is life, right? Okay, now I'm going to feed this one through. Remember, we're using the one that's like the solid piece, okay? We're going to bring it down. You're going to have to be gentle because you just glued a bunch right there, right? Okay, now it ends up being about 1/4 of an inch down past this first one, okay? Right? Because the top one has to come down. Yeah, about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and you're gonna, oh, here we go. Oh, maybe more of a 1/2 inch. We'll go 1/2 inch there. And this really is kind of like an eyeball game. It's not, okay. So, and now I'm gonna take my bone folder and just kind of crease it as best as I can, even though it's on the paper clip, okay? So we're about there. Okay. Now I'm going to open it up, and I am going to take this and I'm going to glue down those other sides of those flaps on this side. Okay. And there's a reason for that, so that our papers and stuff don't get caught up on the other side. Okay. Now with it open and with your back here, you're going to take whatever you're using for your loop. You're going to fold it in half. And you're going to bring it in about 1/2 inch, so then you have kind of like a 1/2 inch loop out through here, and line it up as best you can with your piece right here. And then I stapled mine in first, one on each end. Like that. Now I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac, and you can take whichever glue you have that's kind of fast setting. You don't want it to hang out too long. I'm going to go right up to the paper clip, do the outer edges, and then I'm going to really get that good so it'll stay down. And then you're going to bring it and close it like so. Ugh, yep. Okay, now be careful when I'm going to clamp it on this side. Okay, now we have to be careful on this side, right? Because we don't want to get the glue spewing out so that it's covering up our pockets, okay? Okay, and I'm going to pause the video really quick because I forgot to get more clamps out. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I ran and got my big jar of clips. Okay, so we're going to do it again for this one. And again, when you're putting them on, be careful not to snag those ends up. Again, we'll come down about 1/2 inch, 1/4 to 1/2. Gonna bend it over, trying to stay as straight as possible. Okay, and I'm going to use my bone folder to really crank down on that. Okay, then I'm going to open it back up again, and I'm going to throw glue in there. We don't snag up on anything later on down the road. Okay. Oh. Hold on. All I'm gonna do is just switch it around here. Okay. So an easy way to tell that you're going the right direction is this piece back here, or your tiny loop should be facing that direction. And I don't know if I like that paper clip the way it's acting. It's like it's already bent, huh? Let's get a different one. Okay, this should be better. All right. Okay, now let's get our other loop here. Remember, we're going in about a 1/2 inch, and we're going to just kind of line it up with this first part there. And you don't have to staple if you don't want to. I did because it was easier for me to do that. And then I'm kind of almost assured that, you know, it's good and clamped, you know, like, or good and stuck, I guess I should say. So go right up to that crease. Okay, be careful on your smushing, but you do want to smush. And this is a good place to use up if you have any scrap pieces of burlap that you want to use up. Now is a good time to use it. Or even fabric. If you've got little tiny pieces of fabric, that would work well. Little tiny pieces of ribbon. Okay, and again, remember, we don't want to smush so much that we're closing off our pockets. And I got these little clips at the dollar store. It was back in their craft section, more so by the wood pieces. Okay, and then remember when I said I would have to ink the back? This is what I was talking about here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ink through here. Just kind of catch the edges, because I will end up forgetting that later. Y'all know me well enough, right, to know that I will forget that. Okay. All right, we'll set that one aside so it can be drying. Let's get this third one ready. Again, we're gonna take it in here, being careful not to snag those other pieces. Bring it down about a 1/2 inch on that first piece there. Fold it over. Okay, we'll go in and get these little guys glued in. Ew, just got a glue glob on there. I mean, it's not really ew, but you know what I mean? It just looks a little weird when you're not expecting it, right? Okay, and my final piece here, fold it in half. Doesn't seem to quite be laying exactly how I like them to lay, but I think it'll be okay in the end. Bring that down. Line it up. A 1/2 inch in. And the reason I'm doing it upside down is because I want the staple, I want that smooth side out, just in case it didn't kind of like close all the way, how sometimes they do that, staples. Okay, let's glue and clamp. It's probably way more than enough glue, huh? Look. Yeah, you definitely want to keep a paper towel on hand if you craft like me. All right, yeah, I'll definitely set that goopiness aside for a minute. All right, now let's go back to number 1. Actually, let me clamp my glues, and you know what? We'll just let them continue to dry a little bit, and we'll work on the little cards, and then we will have another episode in the books. Okay, so here's my little tiny pieces. Except for, oh, I was like, except for I'm missing one. Okay, so I'm going to just use my corner rounder, and I'm going to snip all 3 of them at once. Hopefully that works. Sometimes it works splendid, then other times not so much. Oh, you know what I was just thinking? I was like, boy, Grace hasn't gotten in the shower yet. And like I said, it's now like a 5:15, or 5:15, it's 10. And but she has late start, so she always showers late on Tuesday nights. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit quiet. No particular reason, just obviously it's late at night. I gotta get my keister to bed here in a minute. All right, look at that. All right, this was the first one, so we'll take those off, unfold that. That's the drawback of using burlap, is until you get it all the way like glued, then it will kind of fray out. All right, so little card up front, bigger card in the back like that, and voila. Isn't that adorable? And let's unclamp that one. And we have a little card for the up front tuck right there. And then we have a little back one right here. Okay, and then that one's already done. And clump this one. And that one had a little hitchhiker too. This one is in the back. And this little card goes right here. There we go. Super cute. I like it. All very different and unique in style, and yeah, pretty cute, I think. And then, like I said, like I've just left this bow out here so that we can kind of just use it. So then we just put a little decoration on it. It becomes totally Christmas. Or like I said, you could put pearls down the side, a little bit of lace. You could just do about anything you'd like to gussy it up a little. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.